Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. The Stapler here with another deck profile for you guys. Today I got a little spice for you. I got a Dragon Link Rank 8 Blue Eyes build that I've been working on for a little bit. There's a lot you can do with this deck, a lot you can mess around with this deck, which is why I love it personally, which is why I'm going to be playing it at my locals whenever they decide to open back up. Uh, I really enjoy this build. I hope you guys enjoy it too. But before we dive into the video today, guys, I would like to say thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys tuning in, checking out this video. I hope you guys enjoy it. I really hope you guys like the profile and, learn from it, see what I might do different than what you guys do. Let me know in the comments below, actually, what you guys do different than what I do, or what you guys might want to add to this video or to this deck profile, because I'm always looking for ways to improve. Obviously you guys can see I'm only at like 135 subscribers right now, so let me know what you guys would like to see from me and from my deck profiles and all that stuff. Maybe to upgrade it, make it look a little bit better. I'm looking for feedback from you guys. I appreciate it. Also, if you guys did enjoy it, please hit that like button and that subscribe button. It makes me know that I'm actually doing something that you guys enjoy. So I appreciate it. And let's get into the video. Alright, guys. Diving into the deck profile, we're going to start out with our Rocket monsters. We're going to go with 3 Rocket Tracer. I think Rocket Tracer is the best Rocket monster in the deck. He obviously allows for another special summon from the deck. He does lock you into dark monsters from your extra deck though, so you got to be careful with them. I usually use him. I try and use him towards the end of my plays, so I'm not locked into just darks. However, if you need to get into Savage Dragon before like your fifth summon for Nibiru or something, you might just have to go for that and get out another Rocket. Get out Rocket Tracer and another level 4 to go into Savage Dragon. For those level 4s, I have Magna Rocket and Silver Rocket. I don't really have a particular reason to be running Magna or Silver Rocket over the other Rocket monsters. You can use your discretion if you like other ones better. They do have to be level 4s though, so that's the only thing. You can use whatever 2 you want. I use these 2. I like these 2. They're effects are pretty solid, but I don't really use them that often, so it's kind of up to you. And then for the last Rocket monster, I use Absolouter Dragon. Absolouter is really good. You can summon it from your hand if you have a Rocket on board, or if you send it to the graveyard, you can add a Rocket to your hand. So he's pretty good. I only run 2 and not 3 because I don't want to see multiple copies in hand, but I do, want to see it often enough where I can see it with another Rocket monster, just so I can get the extra special summon off. Moving on with more Rocket stuff, I got Boot Sector Launch. That's the field spell for the Rocket monsters. It allows you to special summon up to 2 Rocket monsters with different names from your hand, or it allows you, if your opponent controls more monsters than you do, you can special summon in defense position up to the difference of monsters that they control from your graveyard, I believe. With different names from your graveyard, yes. So, if you need like a follow-up play, if your board kind of got broken, you can go for Boot Sector Launch and special summon out some Rocket monsters from your grave, or get those ones out from your hand for a start play. Then we've got 3 Quick Launch. Quick Launch gets you the Rockets straight from the deck. Pretty good. Obviously, when you can special summon anything straight from the deck, is really good. It's not once per turn, so you can use them. If you have all 3 of them in your hand, you can use them all 3 in the same turn. So, pretty good card. That'll be it for the Rocket portion of things, I believe. I guess kind of going with the Rockets though and Dragon Link stuff. We've got our World Legacy Guard Dragon. We run 3 copies of World Legacy Guard Dragon. Alright, it's kind of hard to see. 3 copies of World Legacy Guard Dragon. It does let you special summon or add to hand a level 4 or lower dragon monster from your graveyard. Pretty good when you're trying to extend plays, or if you need to get some link fodder for like the Guard Dragon LP or Pisty. Pretty good for that. Also, it allows you to shift a monster from one monster zone to the other. It comes in handy if you have say you have Romulus, and say you have Romulus in the top of your extra monster zone, and has 2 arrows pointing here and here. So you have your LP here, but you have no monster, or it's not pointing to another arrow that Romulus is pointing to. You can slide the LP over, and then it'll be pointing to the same arrow as Romulus. So comes in handy a lot, moving around your LP or Pisty usually comes in handy. So that's mostly what I use it for. Then into more of the Dragon Link, we got Darkness Metal, Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. I know it's been errated. I don't have the errated version, but it's still pretty good. It allows you to extend and build on your link plays. If you use LP to get Red Eyes Darkness Metal, you can get something back from the grave or whatever. Pretty good card, even though it's still once per turn. It still allows you to extend and go further with your plays. And then we got 3 Starliege Seafort Dragons. I'll move that out of the glare, sorry. 3 Starliege Seaforts. That I really enjoy this card. One, you can use Striker. You can link it off with Striker Dragon, so that's good. 2, it allows you to rotate some cards in your hand. If you want to rotate like one Rokket monster for another, or if you want to rotate, say, a vanilla Blue Eyes for Levianeer or something, you can use that or you can use Seafort's effect for that. You can also banish it and add those level 8s back to your hand if it's from the graveyard. So really good utility card. I run 3 of them because I like, I don't necessarily want to see multiple in hand, but it doesn't hurt to see 2 in hand. 2 or 3 obviously in hand, because you can tag those extra ones out for a rank or a level 4 or a level 8 dragon if you need it. So I run 3 just to see it as much as I can. And then we got our Dragoonity package. We got Divine Lance, Ravine, and we've got Phalanx. We usually search Divine Lance off of Romulus. If we need to extend plays, if we already have Divine Lance, then we'll search Ravine off of Romulus, but usually we go for Divine Lance. You equip Divine Lance to your Romulus, then you can equip your Phalanx to your Romulus, and then Phalanx can special summon itself. So really nice extender. Can get into those Guard Dragon plays pretty easily. That's it for that stuff. Actually, last Dragon Link card, I guess, Dragon Shrine. I run 2 Dragon Shrine actually. I just run 1. I don't know why I decided to split them up. I put 1 with the Dragon Link stuff and 1 with the Blue Eye stuff. So I don't know. I'm just being silly at that point, I guess. For our rank 8 builds, or rank 8 plays, should I say, we got 2 Nebula Dragon. Nebula Dragon's really good, considering putting it to 3, because seeing 2 in hand is not a bad thing. I usually use Nebula Dragon and Blue Eyes, or Nebula Dragon and Nebula Dragon. Special summon them both from hand off of Nebula Dragon's effect. Sure, it negates their effects. However, you don't need them if you're just going into say a Dragublion play, or Hope Harbinger, or whatever you're going into. So that's pretty good for your rank 8s. Also, Galactic Spiral Dragon. I think people kind of overlook this card a little bit, but it's really, really good. Pretty easy to get out. A good target for Foolish Burial and Dragon Shrine, actually, because you can summon it from the graveyard or your hand if you have two light and or dark dragon monsters on field, which is what this deck solely runs, pretty much. So yeah, it's really easy to get out, really nice, and it can also change your rocket monsters, or like your Seaford or whatever, into level 8s. It could change everything on the field to a level 8, obviously, except like Link monsters and all that other jazz. So really good. Really, really good for rank 8 plays, especially if you have just like a Galactic Spiral and like a Rocket Monster somehow. You can change that Rocket Monster into level 8, and then bada bing, bada boom, you've got yourself rank 8 play. Here's the other Dragon Shrine, Monster Reborn. Dragon Shrine usually ascend something that gets some value from your deck to the grave. Usually I'll send like a vanilla Blue Eyes and then something else. Monster Reborn, pretty self-explanatory. Since this is a partially a rank 8 build, and we run a lot of rank 8s and actually a couple rank 7, or level 8s and level 7s. I do have 3 Return of the Dragon Lords. You can get Absolouter back. You can get Blue Eyes back, Alternative back, Levineer back. Lots of good plays you can make with Return of the Dragon Lords. And since we do run a lot of dragons, obviously, it serves as very good protection in the graveyard. You can banish it to protect your dragons. Then we run, as I was mentioning earlier, a Foolish Burial. Foolish Burial lets us dump, if we want to put like a White Stone of Legend in the grave, or Absolouter. Those are usually the 2 main targets. You can also put Nebula Dragon or Galactic Spiral in the grave. Nebula Dragon you can banish to add, I believe, a level 4 back to your hand. So that and Seafort really go pretty good together. If you want Seafort back to your hand, you could dump Nebula Dragon and then banish it to add Seafort back to hand. Or if you want to add Nebula Dragon back to hand with Seafort, you can banish your Seafort and add Nebula Dragon. They go hand in hand. 3 White Stone of Legend, so we're getting into the Blue Eye stuff now. I run 3 because you can link it away with Striker Dragon, so it doesn't really matter if you normal summon it or not. If you actually normal summon it and then link it with Striker Dragon, you get pretty good value. That White Stone then turns into a Blue Eyes to your hand and a Boot Sector launch to hand, so you just turned 1 card into 2 from your deck to your hand. Along with White Stone and card advantage, we have the Melody of Awakening Dragon. We run this at 3. I love this card. If you guys are a Blue Eyes fan, you guys love this card as well. It searches your Blue Eyes and searches your alternatives, searches your Levineer, and in this case it also searches, it can search Chaos Emperor, the Dragon of Armageddon. Spoiler alert, I'm getting to that here in a minute. That's what we're running. For our searcher for Blue Eyes, there isn't a better searcher, I don't think. Maybe you could argue Chaos Space, but I really like Melody. You dump your White Stone, you get your Blue Eyes off of that, Alternative, and 11 here. It's pretty busted. 3 trade-ins, since this is a semi-rank 8 build. Dumping you're going to have a lot of level 8s in your hand. So trade-in's pretty good to get value for those. As I was mentioning earlier, we've got our 2. I guess I should have put these with the level 8 cards. Either way, you got 11 here, and you got your Chaos Chaos Emperor, the Dragon of Armageddon. Chaos Emperor actually comes in pretty good handy for getting your resources back. As you can see from what I've stated earlier and from Levianeer and all that other stuff, you do banish quite a few dragons here and there. So if you need to get one of those back, you can do it with Chaos Emperor Dragon. Chaos Emperor Dragon also is relatively, easy to summon. Banish one light and one dark, and then there you go. You got another level 8 on board. And then to round off the blue eyes, we've got, let me shift this over. Shift this stuff over, sorry. Alright, get over there. Obviously, we've got just 2 alternatives. You can run 3 if you want. I am only running 2 because I don't want to see multiple in hand. Alternative obviously can special summon itself and pop a card in the or pop a face-up monster. And then we've got 3 beautiful vanilla blue eyes. I wouldn't be able to call this a blue eyes deck if I didn't run 3. So I'm running 3. I love 3. You can't go wrong with 3. I could have a hand, a 3-card hand with only blue eyes, and I wouldn't care. Especially if I'm looking at this artwork. So, that's going to be it for the main deck. It is a 48 card main deck. Now, I know that kind of, it might scare you a little bit. A lot of people love that 40 card mark, but to be honest, I think 48 cards actually works pretty well. I was actually considering bumping it to 50 or maybe a little bit more, closer to 60 actually, just to add some more pieces and parts to it. I think 48, keeping it away from that 40 mark, actually keeps it more consistent. I know it sounds kind of weird, but it kind of spreads the bricks out a little bit better. There aren't too many bricks in the deck, but it spreads it out. It gives you a good variety of what you can do, what you can play with. So I enjoy the 48 card number. Like I said, you guys can move cards around here and there if you really want to, but that's what we got going. And I will jump into the extra deck. Alright guys, hopping into the extra deck. I'm going to start with the Aziz monsters, and as I mentioned earlier, it's just our Dragooblion package. We've got Dragooblion number 97 right there, along with number 92 Hard Earth Dragon, number 38 Hope Harbinger, and number 100 Numerion Dragon. If my camera would focus, come on, there we go. This build is mainly going for first, so I'll usually go into Heart Earth or Hope Harbinger with Dragooblion. However, if you need a follow-up play, or if you get to your rank 8 play on, like turn 3 or whatever, you can go for number 100. Yeah, excuse me. I've been really yawning this whole video. Sorry about that. Number 100 is your OTK machine. As you guys know, if you're a Blue Eyes player, it attacks pretty well. It can get up, usually if you just do number 97 and number 100, it gets up to 9,000 attack. However, if say it's a follow-up play, like say you are on turn 3, you'll have number 97 and say you have number 38 on board, and then you get number 100 on board as well. It is now at I believe 1,700 attack, so that's pretty much GG. And then our one synchro play, Borload Savage Dragon. Pretty good card. Don't really need to explain much about it. You guys should already know this card by now. Gets some negates based off of what you attach to it when you summon it. Really good card. Can turbo it out with those Rokket monsters. So keep that card flowing. Get that card out as fast as you can so you can stop that Nibiru play or anything else that you need to stop. Going into the link plays, we'll start our links out with 2 striker dragons. That's all I really have seen that I've needed for this build. Some people, if you do regular, like pure dragon link, usually you'll run 3, but I'm only running 2 for this build. That's pretty much your starter. Get you your boot sector launch if you need it. And then you go, or you don't really go into your guard dragons right after that. However, you do go into your guard dragons eventually. LP and Pisty, a lot of people are calling for the LP to be banned. However, it has not been banned yet, so we are still playing it. And then we got Romulus, as I was talking about earlier. Romulus is pretty good. Searches your Divine Lance or your Ravine. It also has a special summon effect. If you special summon an extra deck monster to zone it points to, I believe. So that comes in handy a little bit too. I run triple burst just to manipulate my arrows a bit for the guard dragon plays. It also is a negate too, if you do need to end up on it somehow or for some reason. I got Heretic Seal of Heavenly Spears. This lets you disrupt your opponent's plays on their turn. Saryuja, Skull Dread. You can trade Skull Dread out for whatever you want, I guess. I'm actually considering trading it out for something else. However, I do like the draws. I do like the special summon. I do like the arrows. So Saryuja seems to be a pretty good option right now. But if I find something better or something I like more, I'll probably switch it out. Especially since it is an earth monster and not a dark or a light dragon. That kind of sucks, if you get locked out with either Nebula Dragon or Rokket Tracer. They can lock your extra deck out pretty well. So, yeah, I might switch it, we might not. To round off the extra deck, we've got Boral Sword Dragon and Apollosa. Pretty sure you guys all know what those two do by now. Apollosa gets you your negates. Boral Sword ends the game. So, if you guys, the extra deck is not 100% set in stone. You don't have to run this extra deck, but I find it pretty well, to work pretty well for me. So, whatever you guys see fit. If you guys switch it up, let me know in the comments below. But that'll be our deck profile, guys. I appreciate you guys for watching. If you guys stuck around this long, I thank you very much, and I'll see you guys on the next one.